You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network. Now the largest new media platform on the web and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Gene. Johnson.
The AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's Archer After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Archer After Show.
Buenvenidos from San Marcos. Or really, I guess it's just AFTERBUZZ TV. Hey everybody, how's it going? As I stated before, this is AFTERBUZZ TV. We're talking Archer, Season 5, Episode 10, Palace of Intrigue.
I'm intrigued.
Part 1!
I'm partially intrigued.
You're gonna save the rest of your intrigue for the other parts of the episode?
Yes.
Okay, that's fair enough. Who are we? Excellent question that nobody asked. I'm Greg Goodness.
I'm Roya Taheri.
I'm Scott Moore.
And I'm Zach Wilson.
Interesting episode of Archer. We're setting up something that is going to be paying off for probably next few episodes, at least one more episode.
Right, yeah.
We can tell by the title, and also the fact that it didn't really have an ending. So
that nothing was resolved.
Well, I think it's perfect because they set up the episode talking about absolutely nothing.
That was awesome.
It was so great.
It was 3 minutes of our Archer characters taking a BuzzFeed quiz.
Of which Breakfast Club character are you? And that Pam is flattered that she could be the weird janitor who turns out to be cool. I think that was a really fun return to sort of basic building blocks for this series, where it's that you have something that's absolutely crazy going on. Either that there are terrorists running around the background, or you're on a spy satellite station, or in this case, you have about $1 million worth of guns and ammunitions to deliver to a small rebel-torn country. But here we are just talking about which Breakfast Club character are you, and like where you fit into the whole social dynamic of the show.
Are you guys just saying words? It's one of my favorite lines from Mallory.
Yeah, Mallory, who clearly has never seen The Breakfast Club. Speaking as the voice of reason for everyone who hasn't seen The Breakfast Club that is watching Archer.
Really?
Fantastic.
I love that also, like, while Archer's, like, struggling with the turbulence to, like, drink his tequila, she's just got
rum.
His rum. I'm sorry. It was rum. She's got a sippy cup of alcohol.
Priorities.
That's right.
You don't want to spill any of that precious
She's
food.
just
Don't wanna waste any
calmly
of it.
like, you're an idiot. Just do this.
There's really nothing wrong with putting your alcohol in a sippy
There
cup.
isn't.
I'm just saying, it's
No,
great.
I've supported it.
Yeah.
I've endorsed it. I've done it myself.
Me too. You drop it, you pick it back up, you
Exactly.
start drinking, no spill.
No
Best
spill.
thing ever.
Yeah, you don't know what you're gonna get in San Marcos.
You know?
It's a country of questionable origin. Doesn't actually exist.
Right,
So who
so
knows
you
if
know.
there's liquor there?
There was a brief moment during the show where I was like, guys, is San Marcos a real place?
Well, it sounds real. Like it could be some island somewhere in the Caribbean.
There's a San Marcos in San Diego.
Damn.
Shout out.
So they landed in San Diego.
It fits.
There's a war between the president
And the
regime.
communists.
That's what I have to deal with, okay?
Yeah.
San
No wonder why
Marcos.
you're not there anymore.
San Marcos, though, fun country. It seems like dangerous at the moment, probably. But the president's got a huge thing for Cherlene.
Cherlene.
I can't pronounce it for the life of me, no matter how many times I listen to it. No matter how many times I look at that album cover. To be fair, though, I'm not looking at her name on the album cover.
I'm
Look
not
at the
even
background,
sure
right?
the name is
Yeah,
on
the background.
there.
The sky, the lighting and everything?
Yeah, like the
Perfect
animation
sunset?
in the background, obviously.
Does it say anything on that cover? I've never noticed.
The belt buckle?
Point being, the implication that I love that the president of San Marcos has ordered 1 million copies of her album.
It went platinum.
Yeah. It's like, how's that possible?
Yeah.
In one day.
It's a huge logic flaw, not only from that point of view, like how do you sell 1 million albums, but how did he know about her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did she go viral on that public television show?
Maybe we'll get more. Maybe that's something we'll get more of.
Central America. Maybe they just love her.
Yeah.
I mean, that is like a constant thing where like B-list, C-list pop stars are like well known in some foreign country,
right.
but yeah, if the album just came out yesterday,
Yeah. It's kind of
And then the
harkening back
logistics.
to the logistics of
Getting
unloading.
1 million albums there, too, in this war-torn country.
the fact that they were printed in that day for this unknown
Right.
country music star.
But I do like that. First off, that's a great sequence of them unloading
Yeah.
everything off of the plane. Just like, okay, I can watch that forever.
That's great.
That's hilarious. But not only that we have this eccentric Presidente who is in love with the craziest person of the Archer entourage, but we're getting in deep again. We're getting into real spy stuff, right? Not only is the cocaine money gone, but now we're doing international arms trading. Yes. And Mallory, I noticed, I don't know if you guys picked up on it, pulling the strings again.
Yep.
Yeah.
She's back
Faking.
in on it.
Faking the whole CIA thing all over again.
She fell right into it, though, is the funny thing, is that it didn't really take a whole lot of prepping, even though Charlene's career is going way up, even though she just had a perfect 1 million records in 1 day sale. Mallory instantly ditches that in favor of, oh yeah, we're going to run some guns now.
I think it's sort of like you were saying even earlier with the intro, it kind of felt like back to one of the earlier Archer episodes, you know, and she just kind of took control again. And
I mean, that's her.
Nope,
that's her life.
yeah.
Other than the last like 6 months.
For sure. It's kind of a reset episode in a lot of ways, I think. Maybe?
Yeah. Well, I had a random question.
Let's hear the random question.
Can you guys explain to me when the president is talking to Mallory and he whispers gas?
Oh,
Do you
yeah.
know gas?
I did want to know that, too.
Yeah.
Is that
I
kinky
don't-
thing?
I don't know.
I think that conversation was intentionally confusing. Like, very, very
About
confusing.
the tanks?
But here's where I lead off on it, is that Mallory is coming to it from a like sexual sort of position, and he's coming to it from an actual weapons point of view. So when he asks gas, he's asking, do you have gas weapons?
Yeah.
And then she is inferring, I don't even
I know, it's just like-
what I want to infer.
What are her and Ron doing?
Yeah, well, she seemed equally upset about it, so apparently Ron hasn't asked for that yet. Either that, or he's been asking for it all the time.
Yeah, right.
No.
And she's so turned off by it.
The way she said no, though, was as if she's experienced it. Whatever it is,
And
she's
it was,
experienced
and it
it.
was very horrible.
Yeah, so what could that
Which
be?
just sounds like it would be.
I don't even. Ugh.
Don't
No,
try
you
to
want to
wrap,
know. You
No.
want to know what it is.
Yeah.
Don't
Come
try to
on.
wrap your head around it. Someday,
Come.
see, Zach, there's this thing. Or imagine birds and imagine bees, and now imagine one of the birds has gas. I'm not gonna actually finish that off. I'll explain this to you later when you're older. Zach.
After the episode.
Yeah, exactly. Fun to see that country, though, because it's beautiful. It's very lush. We're back in this ornate mansion that everyone thinks is a hotel, which is such a great detail that all of them just treat it exactly like, where's the ice machine? Where are the
Yeah,
towels?
with the towels.
Do you guys yell for towels in the hallway when you're in a hotel?
Towels?
No.
Of course.
Of course.
And even
Don't
if that
you?
was a hotel, that's not how it would work.
That is kind
always
of
worked for
problematic,
me.
though. Like, well, because you're causing a scene. They just want to put a stop to you as soon as possible. There's an etiquette, you know. They never did find that ice machine. Although Archer does make a great point. Of course a palace has an ice
Right.
machine. It's not like they're just using random trays.
Right, ice trays? No, of course not.
There's got to be one around there somewhere.
Maybe they'll find it, and it's just like some horrifying thing in the ice machine.
It's a combination ice maker, Krieger clone maker. Like a twofer. Maybe it's in a janitorial supply closet where you can find cleaning supplies. Hey, speaking of cleaning, you guys, Archer cleaning up his act, supposedly, for this episode.
Nice.
Thank you.
Very good segue.
I thought that was weird that we're
3 out of
seeing
5.
kind of that we're kind of seeing a return to that as well, because
Yeah.
we have sort of already touched a little bit
Yeah.
upon like a reset episode, right? So
Yeah.
we're seeing Mallory taking control again. We're seeing Archer trying to cozy up to Lana again, trying to get in as a godfather.
Yeah, that was really weird that he wanted to be a godfather, unless he's trying to be in the friend zone, and that's what he's trying to get at.
I think he's looking at it as like a title of prestige
Yeah,
that
that's
he
what I was
could get.
thinking too. Yeah.
So he's just chasing like any sort of lazy prestige,
Yeah.
and he can make Godfather jokes forever,
Oh
That's
yeah.
true.
Yeah, that's true.
which Archer's
Right.
like all about. He's just
Absolutely.
gonna walk out with an orange in his mouth one day.
He
And
would
the
kill it
ring.
with that. Yeah. I
Yeah.
don't think that he's necessarily trying to get out of the friend zone, though.
Not trying to get out, trying to
he's
get into.
trying to get into the friend zone. Ooh, that's an even weirder proposition. that
Although
I'm not
Lana
doing.
seems to almost be warming to him,
Yeah.
like they might get back together for a moment there.
Because did you catch her when she was in the hallway when Archer runs
Right.
to her and she says, "I want to talk to you about you cleaning up your act," and he took it as her finding out that he had sex with the wife. So I was like, wait a second, she's trying to get vulnerable with him.
Yeah.
Maybe do some gas or not gas. I don't know.
Well, and obviously, and then her reaction to him too.
Yeah.
Was the type of reaction you see with someone who's
Yeah.
clearly upset by that.
Her level of rage was higher than usual,
Yeah.
so he must have really let her down in some
Hormones?
way. I would have.
Hormones? Pregnant?
Could be pregnant hormones. It's weird though, because I always thought that Archer sort of wanted to be the baby daddy, regardless of whose it was.
Maybe he's taking her at her word for a moment that she's not lying, that it's not his. So he figures he can be the godfather to it. I'm kind of thinking that he might be the father based on this conversation.
Yeah.
If Lana knows that he's the baby daddy and she wouldn't tell him that it was his because he's Archer.
Yeah.
But if Archer's cleaning up his act, then maybe he could be a father.
Okay. It's going to be hard to be a father if he's dead, though, because he just slept with El Presidente's wife.
Who, by the way, is played by Maggie from The Walking Dead, Lauren Cohen.
Oh,
Yeah,
very
that's her
cool.
voice.
You
That's
don't
great.
say.
I don't say.
I didn't pick up on that.
Oh, so you're not.
She only had like 3 lines the entire thing. Oh no, she had a good paragraph about
And she'll
being
paragraph.
shitty.
and she'll be back to seduce again.
Yeah. Which, by the way, I love the scene when they not first introduced, but when she comes into the room and they show her the low angle between the
from
legs,
between the legs,
and
the
upward.
heels.
Yeah.
That was great.
Archer in his weird
You just
sock
know it's
garter.
sexy
Yeah,
time,
sock garter. Yeah, that was
Sexy
great.
time.
Yeah, that was great.
It's better
Love
to
that
be
animation.
safe than sorry. At least with
The
towels and nothing else. So Archer definitely not cleaning up his act. If anything, potentially getting a very dirty act. If
Yeah.
anything.
How does a president get such a hot chick for his wife?
He's the president.
You answered your own
He's the
question.
president.
No, I'm
Yeah.
still asking the same question.
He's the president.
Better question is how he got a British chick.
No, I mean, yeah, well, especially with the way she looks and where they live. I don't know. Maybe she was.
They live in a giant
They live in a mansion in
Yeah.
a
Doesn't mean
tropical
anything.
region. You know,
He's doing a
People that-
terrible
You're
job.
so devoted to America that if someone was like, "Hey, do you want to like live as a queen in this other country?" You'd be
Yeah.
like, "No, I prefer Los Angeles in my studio apartment. Thank you very much."
God bless America.
Yeah, just waving a tiny American flag with a sparkler.
while
actually had it,
while a
but
single
I'm not
tear
gonna-
rolls down.
Please, seriously, if I could be queen of another country, I could be on that first flight out.
You could be queen of my country.
Oh,
Bum, bum, bum. I don't know why.
You're San Marcos and within San Diego.
Yeah. Come on. Anyways, yeah. Sorry, stupid question, but all the chicks that come on the show that bang Archer are always super hot, except for Pam. Well, when Pam was
Hey,
not.
Hey.
hey,
Pam did
on.
not fit his stereotype.
that's
I don't know why I
will
air
give you
quoted
that.
stereotype, but I just felt like it.
And I think you can just say type. You don't need to say stereotype. Because then that's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
If Archer's sleeping with nothing but stereotypes, which I would love to see that episode, by the way.
In a way.
He just sets out on a drunken
stereotype of the hot
goal,
women.
like, I'm going to sleep with every stereotype in one night.
Yeah, let's pitch that episode and see how far it goes over at Floyd County. I see Adam Reed listening to our podcast going, interesting. I would love to see
little
that.
montage.
Oh man.
You know what else I love to see? When our listeners rate and comment on this show.
Oh my god, now I'm starting to know what your segues are going to be now. This is
No, guys.
No.
Did you know you can go onto iTunes, you can check out AfterBuzz shows, this show, you can check out Chosen, you can check out all sorts of other AfterBuzz shows, but you can go and you can rate and you can comment, and through a crazy algorithm that I will never fully understand, keeps the lights on in this place. So go ahead and do that. And you can also do it on YouTube as well. And actually, we got a whole lot of people talking
Do we?
on YouTube. Yeah. We got Robert McDiarmid. I apologize, I'm slaughtering that pronunciation. We were talking a lot last week about how we sort of set up the episode where we see the end result and then we flash back to the beginning. We were trying to remember where we had seen that before. Robert thinks that we've seen that in the human trafficking episode where they were smuggling people over the Mexican-American border. It starts off with Mallory interviewing Lana and Cyril. It's kind of like, what happened? What went wrong? And it's a very good point. I think we touched a little bit on... Did we touch on that one a little bit?
I brought it up.
Yeah.
Did you? Okay.
Roya,
I brought it up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stand up and
gonna
say
take that credit.
I brought it up. We rewatch it and I didn't bring it up.
Rob Foley coming back and pointing out the Italian Prime Minister episode, which was the one that immediately sprung to mind for me as well. And I think that that's a really good example of what we were talking about. The one that I completely forgot about, and I'm glad that IDK, my BFF Jill 730, you got to remember, guys, I got to read these on the air. Come on. She said, you're talking about the episode where Mallory wakes up and Archer's standing in her bedroom bloody, which is the season finale of episode 1.
Season 1.
Of season 1, yeah.
And it's I completely blanked on that. And
Me too.
she's right. It's the exact same.
It was the one
setup.
I was like, I know there's one. I know there's one. And it was that was the one that was bugging me.
Sure you did.
Yeah.
Brad,
Well, I didn't. I just, it was like, my brain couldn't move fast enough.
Brad Dunner also chipping in with the Coyote Lovely episode, which I think is the same one as the human trafficking episode. It's being probed along by Mallory's questions, so excellent job there. And also big thanks to Liger Fan, who simply posted a link to the Urban Dictionary definition of logie, which is as following: the overwhelming feeling of being too full and sleepy after a big meal. It happens after eating too much turkey on Thanksgiving or eating a pizza and several beers. So thank you, Urban Dictionary, for defining that. Liger Fan, I'm not seeing if it's Canadian or if it's any specific local dialect, but still, we appreciate you looking out for us and helping define weird terms that we are not entirely
Now I'm going to
familiar
have
with.
to use that.
You know, I have Canadian relatives. I don't know why I don't just ask them. My bad.
Why don't you just ask them, Roya?
You bring that up now?
My bad.
You jerk.
Sorry.
But she's not really.
You're not really. Or are you? Maybe there's a clone of you somewhere that's less of a jerk. Hey guys, you know what appeared in this episode? Krieger clones.
Krieger clones.
We finally got them. We talked about them for so long. The boys from Brazil, that he is the genetic derivative of Hitler somehow. And now we finally get to see them.
Yeah.
He went Beaker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I thought too. I wrote down Bunsen freaking Honeydew.
I heard Beaker, yeah. Beaker.
I did too.
But
Yeah, I
here's,
literally wrote Archer goes Beaker.
here's the problem for me is, are these fully functioning Krieger clones or are they dummy clones? I couldn't
Is
really
there
tell.
a such thing as a smart Krieger?
Well,
Didn't.
he does. He's insane, but he creates submarines and gadgets
Creates
and
all kinds
devices
of-
and choking
He's a
mechanisms.
mad scientist.
I feel
but
they're the
he's
same
intelligent.
exact as him because they reacted the same way as he did and did exactly what he.
They did. They were significally paler. But I guess from being
because
kept
they-
inside.
Yeah, because I was like, wait, they're in this tropical place. They should be all tan.
But they're not like
That's what he tells.
scientists autistics like
Well, because that's what had me confused, is that they're all working together. They're all clearly huddled over some experiment. So they're not just like mindless zombies bumping into walls. But then he comes in, does the meep meep thing, and they follow his lead. And it's not like they wouldn't be used to seeing other Kriegers because they're constantly around other Kriegers.
But not a fourth
Not
one.
a fourth one. That's
In
what
a
I thought
towel.
too. Yeah, that's what
A
freaked him
hand
out.
towel.
Okay.
If that's
I
all
get
the
it.
other Kriegers,
Yeah, and all of a sudden you see a fourth
yeah,
one.
they're like, maybe they think he's the original.
Yeah, they know that he is the creator.
And don't forget, at the beginning of this, they all the soldiers freak out when they see Krieger.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Who am I? What am I? A god?
God,
Guys,
that's right.
I'm just going to slip it in there.
Phrasing.
Thank you.
Well done.
Guys, Star Wars, Clone Wars, is the fictional country of San Marcos building a clone army of Kriegers. Yes, 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 please, yes.
Wow. That is a swing.
Wow.
It's
I don't
not-
think it's a big whiff, though. I think you got a little piece of it.
Thank you.
Maybe a little foul.
I'm going to go on a
don't know.
completely different prediction track and say that Hitler is alive somewhere in San Marcos.
And now Archer needs to track him down. That's going to be the cap of Palace of Intrigue.
Is he in charge of the
don't know.
towels? Is that why?
Charge the towels. Yeah.
Well, they're clearly it's Krieger. It's or not. They're freaking out about it.
Yeah.
Then they
He's someone very, very important, and we know that he is a genetic clone of Adolf Hitler.
Or a partial clone. I don't
Yeah.
remember exactly how the Boys from Brazil works, if it's a full clone of
I was under the
Hitler.
impression he was a clone,
Okay.
okay.
but I could be wrong.
He doesn't look like, well, I mean, I don't know. I
Shave
guess
off
you
that
could say-
beard.
Just have the mustache.
I don't know. Maybe.
But then I'm wondering what they were, then they
Working
came
on?
back and then they took him away. So,
Yeah.
ooh.
Real quick, did you guys random off topic before we go into your favorite song? Did you guys notice Pam had no Coke food? I mean, I
Yes,
know
I
she's
did
out,
notice.
but she
Uh-huh.
had 30 pounds. She
No, I
needs
did.
something.
I did notice that tonight,
I'm sad about the lack of Coke food
Yeah.
available in San Marcos.
which was going to
Can't-
lead to my other prediction later. But
You can't bring it on the flight. It's the TSA. They have really strict guidelines
Yes.
about how much
Yeah.
cocaine you can
They're-
bring on a
they-
flight.
Yeah.
3 ounces or less.
Needs to be in a clear bottle.
They're fine with the crate full of women and the.
I love when she says she was crate lagged.
Yeah, great little random
Princess-
touches.
Oh, yeah.
Lana. Sorry, I'm crate lagged.
Yeah, lots of great stray observations here. I have come, come, come because I'm pulling out the combination of broken English and what have you.
Fred Armisen, man. Love him.
Freezing boom!
Yes.
And Archer's
The sinister gay cabal.
Sinister gay cabal, yes.
Favorite
Wonderful.
moment interaction between Cyril and Ray
Zipper.
ever, I think. It's just that quiet little moment between them. Beautiful.
And I love the drinking the Ben Franklin wine and the artwork that was painted over white was like $40 million.
Charlene
You can't
Mania.
even see it.
wasn't painted over white
Yeah.
because you couldn't even
Yeah.
see with
You
an
couldn't see
infrared.
it.
It was
Infrared, that was fantastic.
a $40 million lie.
Scathing condemnation of modern art, if there ever was one.
Damn artists.
Ugh.
Charlene Mania.
Charlene.
Charlene
Yeah.
Mania.
She's an outlaw in a different country.
What a great way to go out
Yeah,
on
that
that
was great.
episode. So I was just like, more, but obviously now I have to wait a week. Ugh.
Yeah.
Speaking of waiting a week, let's predict what's going to happen that next week. Let's get that spooky theremin music coming.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Just letting that music bathe over me.
Not quite, Roya,
no,
but you
no.
got your head in the game, and I like it.
Sweet. Perfect.
Okay. Roya, are you predicting that you are ready to predict?
Duck, duck, Yes. I'm gonna say Krieger.
I predict
Freddy Krueger will be in the next episode.
I predict we'll brew a fantastic cup of coffee any way you like it without the barista at home.
This is what happens when you misspell words on your paper. Krieger will bond with his clones, and they will stop the war. They will be the reasoning.
Clone army.
Yeah, when you said that, I was like,
Clone army with a
Fine.
K.
Krieger clones.
Krieger clones.
yes, that's
Scott?
my prediction.
I think Pam's gonna start going through withdrawals. I have a feeling that Lana's gonna have her baby there. And then I also feel like they're gonna be kicked out of the palace because the El Presidente is gonna find out about Archer with his wife, and so they're gonna be out there and trying to deal with the whole war. But like you said, I could kind of piggyback on that with Krieger coming in and ending it with his clones and taking them to safety.
Hitler's running around in San Marcos. I say
Painting. He's the painter.
more. Oh God. What if he is?
Wasn't he a painter too?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
Failed
there you go.
painter.
But
That-
still,
I predict that something is going to happen to that painting. I think that we narrowly avoided the spit take.
That's right. We talked about that.
Oh, and the flip side of Scott's prediction, I think Pam is going. Where they're in San Marcos, which they admitted provides cocaine to the U.S. I think Pam's going to find a jackpot, a gold mine of cocaine,
Like a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
and she's going to get the president's chef to cook her some gourmet cocaine meal.
That
If
would
they
be
don't blow
fantastic.
up.
That would be fantastic, wouldn't it?
Because
That type of white food imaginable.
Yeah, they
They're
are
really
getting
close.
blown up.
I like that thought. though.
Either way,
Let's hope
Cook
that
under
happens.
pressure? Never know.
Pressure
They could be
cooker?
running away and stumble into the giant cache of cocaine.
right.
Who
Maybe it
knows?
blows up in front of them.
head first into the pile,
sniff.
Scrooge McDuck style.
On that excellent DuckTales reference. Thanks a lot for tuning in, you guys. We always really appreciate it. We love hearing what you guys have to say. So rate, comment, do that whole thing. If you want to know who we are or what we're doing, you can find me on Twitter. I'm at Greg Goodness.
And guys, you can also download the AfterBuzz app on your iPhone or Android, so check that out. You can find me on Twitter, though, at HeyRoya. Sorry. Twitter and Instagram at HeyRoya, that's HeyRoya.
Find me on Twitter at SMan80, that's SMan80, and on Sunday nights for the Cosmos Recap Show.
I'm Zach Wilson. You catch me on Twitter at @ZachWilson, and also here at AfterBuzz on Grimm. Helix just wrapped up, and Resurrection on Sunday nights.
Excellent. Well, thanks a lot for tuning in, you guys. Looking forward to seeing you next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz
you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.